There are people out there who don't have the basic things that we are all going to go into our homes later, and I bet every one of you have at least 5 or 6 cans of something in your house, which would ensure at least a couple of meals, right? I bet there's a lot more. For I was thirsty, and he gave me a drink. 1 in 8 people worldwide don't have access to safe water. 1 in 8 people. That's a lot of people who don't have clean water. For I was a stranger, and you showed me hospitality. This one bothers me. And let me tell you why. Not what Jesus said. I love what Jesus said. What bothers me is so many people in our world have made this difficult. If there's somebody stranded in a car, are you going to stop and help them? Probably not, because we're afraid in this world that they're going to do something harmful to us, right? And what do we teach our kids? Stranger danger. And we need to teach our kids this. And we need to understand that we need to keep ourselves safe. But what breaks my heart is that's how Satan's winning, is that we aren't able to help people in need. Or if we know how to help people, we're afraid to because of what happens. But you know what? There's a whole lot of ways we can offer hospitality in this world, and we can help people at a basic level. I love, see down here in this corner, this handful, it's just pennies that somebody's willing to give where there's a need. Somebody's putting their arm around somebody who doesn't look normal. A little person is grabbing a big person's hand. People are volunteering, loving people, donating what they do have. There are ways for us to help in a smart, safe way, and we have to find those ways. For I was naked, and you clothed me, and don't get too excited. That's all you're getting. Clothes. We have a place right here in our community. If you want to bring them here, I'll get them there. The Church of Christ has a center where you can take used items of clothes and you can donate them, and then they sell them very reasonably and give a lot away. In fact, if you know somebody who needs clothes, they have given me little tickets that you can go and they will help you with an outfit for free. And if there's any profit to this, it all goes to missions. So I love those kind of things. There are other places you can donate clothes or help people out when they need clothes. For I was sick or in prison, and you visited me. It's real easy to say people should be behind bars because they did bad things, and wow, that's true. They might be at the point where they need to hear from you, to hear the gospel. Over the course of my ministry, I have visited multiple people in jail and prison, probably not as much as I should, but I have visited several and I've written countless letters to people. And if they're in jail or in prison, they just want hope that there's more to their life than just a little cell. Even if they're guilty, even if they deserve to be there, how would we not want to offer them love and hope? And people in the hospital, do you know when Brian had his knee surgery, there was not a time his room was not full of people, and do you know how much that meant to us? I went and had a very minor procedure done a couple years back, and my mom, Brian's mom, my grandma, my sister, my brother-in-law, and Brian were all there. They came with me. It was no big deal. It was not life-threatening. It was something I was choosing to do, and it went great. But when they took me back, the lady said to me in the hospital, I was over at the Plymouth St. Joe Hospital, and the nurse or whoever it was that was checking me in the room said, "How many people came with you?" I said, 6. And she "Why?" "They love me." She said, "I've never seen anybody but a spouse come for somebody having this procedure done, so you must be one loved individual." And you know, I didn't even think about it until she pointed it out, that they drove 2.5 hours one way to just give me support during the day of my life. Wow. Who will do that for you? Who will you do that for? Who will you love? I went to Riley's surgery, that's right. I've done a lot of surgeries. Who will you love? Who will you love? Jack was a blessing to me. I hope it was to Keith. A great conversation. But I was blessed because I took that time to do it as well. Who will you love? Let's go back to the end of Jesus' teaching. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the creation of the world." Close your eyes for just a minute. I have no idea what your idea of heaven looks like, but I want you to picture it as best you can. From the creation of the world, God says, "I'm going to make these humans, and they get to choose whether they want to come and spend eternity with me, singing, worshiping, praising, complete peace, no tears, no sorrow, no illnesses, but they get to choose, and I hope they choose me." Can you imagine? Can you imagine how beautiful that's going to be with all the saints together, with all the believers, worshiping the one true God? I hope you can see that, and I hope it's beautiful to you. Then the Lord will reply, then they will reply, "Lord, when did we ever see you hungry or thirsty, or a stranger or naked or sick or in prison and not help you?" And he will answer, "I tell you the truth. When you refuse to help the least of these brothers and sisters, you were refusing to help me." And I want you all to open your eyes if they're still closed, because I don't want you to envision hell. "And they will go away into eternal punishment, and the righteous will go into eternal hell." I don't want to even think about what that looks like. And that's why we're here. That's why we are here right now today, is to hear this so that we can go about our week and do the best that we possibly can to let everybody know this is